Lush here at the Hub Culture Pavilion in Davos. Really pleased now to be joined by Diane Regas. She's the Executive Director of the Environmental Defence Fund. Thank you very much for coming along.
Great to be here.
So tell me, first of all, the fourth industrial revolution, how do the priorities of the EDF fit within that?
So the fourth industrial revolution is all about putting together brain power, technical power, data to change the world. And that's exactly what we need in the environmental field. We're seeing lots of opportunities to use the sensor revolution in particular to be able to make the invisible visible. Where we have emissions that we don't know about, we can see them with new sensors. Where we have renewable energy, wind, sun, we can use the power of these new technologies to be able to use more and more of it every day.
Now, I know that you don't think that the future is a high carbon usage future. We also know that we all need to grow as countries, as people. Mm-hmm. So how do you see those two aspects fitting together?
So we face a choice between poverty and shared prosperity. And shared prosperity needs to depend on the earth that supports everything we do. So we don't see that there's a choice between prosperity and environment. We need them both, and we solve both kinds of problems together.
So give me an example of how you see that.
So here's one example. In the United States a few years ago, we decided to try to solve the problem of air pollution with a cap and trade system. As a result, we reduced sulfur dioxide by 76%, much faster and much cheaper than anybody expected. So that core idea is now being scaled up. China tried it out in an area covering 250 million people for carbon trading. And now they've realized it's working so well to provide incentives to the marketplace that they're scaling it up, and President Xi Jinping announced he's taking it to the national level. It can also work in the private sector. Walmart, 10 years ago, challenged their supply chain to reduce carbon pollution by 20 million metric tons. A lot of people thought they wouldn't be able to do it. But because they had that kind of goal, they actually blew right past it, and they reduced by 28 million metric tons. And now Doug McMillan, who's here at Davos, has said they're going to set an even more aggressive target.
What keeps you up at night, though?
Well, it's going to take all of us to solve the challenge of climate change. Climate change is going to affect not just the weather, but our ability to really exist on the earth. And it's going to touch the most vulnerable people first. It already is. It affects how much food we can grow, how much water is available. So that keeps me up at night, but I get up in the morning and just get right at it.
Diane, thank you very much for stopping by the Hub Culture Pavilion here in Davos, and I'm Edie Lush.